Santos Bonacci is an astrologer and independent researcher, known for his work in what he calls syncretism, the idea of exploring connections between religion, mythology, and ancient symbolic systems. He is a figure who both fascinates many people and sparks discussion as he combines different traditions and perspectives in ways that are often outside mainstream interpretation. Regardless of where you stand, this is an interesting conversation and we are excited to share it with you. My business associate and friend, Lucas, has conducted this interview with him, and it is an honor to have both of them on this episode. This episode is sponsored and distributed by Fortitude and Flow, the podcast. Enjoy this episode.
Perfecto. All right, Santos. Well, I think the best way to start this is I'll share a quick story, and I sent it to you on email, but I find that I want to share it with you because maybe you have some areas that you know more than me, and then we can extrapolate, and it could be cool. So back in 2020, I went to Samos, into the Pythagoras cave. Um, I've been doing some research on Pythagoras, and I find him fascinating. And while I was in the cave, you could see, where he made his fireplace, where he was talking to the students, and I was sitting there, kind of meditating, and I asked, maybe juvenile, but I asked, "Hey, if you're in here, Pythagoras, if your spirit is in here, plant a thought in my mind." Just plant a thought and see, And I was just waiting and waiting. And then a thought popped into my head. And Pythagoras was big on music. He was of the opinion that, music and mathematics, sacred geometry is all interlinked. So the way the thought came into mind was we're thinking about the world wrong. We're thinking in numbers and algebra, where we should think in frequency and sound. So take your algebra and take your equations, turn them into musical notes, see if they resonate, and you will know if they resonate if they produce beautiful music. And through that, we will advance even more in another dimension. That was the thought. I'm not a mathematician. I'm not, a Pythagorean, but I thought it was fascinating how and then I went into the rabbit hole of math, music, and I know you're a musician yourself, astrologer, and many other things. And I wanted to just ask you, what do you think about that? Was it is there something to it, or was I just hallucinating?
Yeah, music is a science, not just an art.
Yeah.
So music is like art, painting. It's a science and it's an art. So the science, mathematics is also an art, but it's based on science, right? That's the true base and foundation, knowledge, right? Then art, you can do whatever you want with those numbers, right? So yeah, mixing the qualities of sound and music with numbers is perfect, because all sciences are one, brother. They're all one. We divide them.
Yeah, you're right. It's one of these, if you go to the doctor, you have the hands, you have the heart specialist, the brain surgeon, you have the eye specialist, but they're forgetting one thing, and it's all interlinked. And that's quite interesting. So, I've been pondering about what I want to talk about. Obviously, I have so many topics and I have so many things, but I guess I want to give it back to you. And I want you've been speaking to the public for 15, 20 years. At least that's how much I know of you. I've been following you for 15 years. And I guess my question to you is there one topic that you think is not talked about enough? Is there one topic in your mind that says, if we talk more about this, this would be good for humanity? Maybe, as you're in these podcasts and as you're in these conversations, we speak about the same things over and over, and maybe we as interviewers or podcasters are putting so many themes and topics on you, but maybe you want to speak on something else, something that you've been working on, or something that you've been pondering on, or some revelation. So I wanted to give you that opportunity to just say, maybe there is a topic that's been a little bit unexplored that you would like to touch on.
Astrology is the number one thing that humanity needs. It's the mother of all sciences. So the more we can include technological tools like AI and databases to input into a database or a site, and I've been calling out for a long time. All you tech guys, all you millionaires, you want to make a name for yourself? You can make a name for yourself by disproving or proving that tropical astrology, not sidereal, because it's totally wrong, is a true science. Because you can measure it. You should be able to measure on the 21st of every month the changing of the elements. So from Aries, 21st of March to 21st of April, they should be able to measure the frequency of iron and gold. And then when Taurus comes on the 21st of April, they should be able to measure the frequency of copper in the air, in the atmosphere, and silver. Then when Gemini comes, they should be able to measure on the 22nd of May to the 21st of June, they should be able to measure the frequency of Mercury, etc., etc. So I'm calling out to all those rich guys out there who don't know how to make a name for themselves. Well, you can make a name for yourself forever by establishing astrology, which I've already done, but not with technology and AI, etc. So I'm calling out to all you guys that have got a lot of money and that know people have technological equipment. Let's prove it. Let's get the alchemists. Let's get all people on board and input data from hospitals, from doctors, from police records, from court records, and see how all that data confirms that astrology is a science and that we can learn how to use it to improve the world in general, period.
Interesting. It's interesting you say this, because I don't know much about the history of the church, but I do know one thing. The first astrologers in the modern era, when I say modern era, I mean like the last 1,000 years, they were priests. A lot, the early Christians, even the earliest, they were looking at the stars. They were heliocentric, and as time went on, it's been kind of demonized. So I guess, if we look back in history, it was mainstream, and then it's kind of not even gotten forgotten, but it's been shunned upon, right? And if you're an astrologer, you are looked as a pseudoscientist, but that's not the case, at least what I've been seeing. So for the layman out there, what obviously I think you need a repository of knowledge even before you start to understand this. But where can you turn to gain more of this knowledge on astrology? And which one was the one you were talking about, and why is that different to the others?
Well, there's two types. There's tropical, which is the correct system because the tropical points never change. March 21st is always the equinox. June 21st is always the solstice. September 21st is always the equinox. December the 21st is always the winter solstice. So it's fixed. Sidereal is based on the constellations. It's not based on the ecliptic. And astrology is completely totally and solely based on the ecliptic. It's got nothing to do with the constellations. So,
Hey,
and by the way, you said they were heliocentric. No ancient culture was heliocentric. They were all geocentric. Astrology is geocentric on the flat, stationary Earth, period. There's never been a heliocentric astrology. It doesn't
sorry.
exist.
What I meant was that they were following the sun. They were worshiping the sun, more or less. Maybe
Yeah, we do. We still do. Because we honor the sun every day when it comes up.
So okay, so for a normal person, that is not new to this, what are the practical things? So one of the things I've been doing, one of your latest teachings, at least since I've been watching YouTube lately, is when the sun is rising, you want to take your palms up to the sun, watch the sun, and just being even barefoot. I go down to the beach. I'm barefoot. I put my palms up. My fiance asked me, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know, but just bear with me. So I'm putting up the palms, and of course I do feel like a heat on the palm, but I want to say maybe it's the sun, it's the heat, but maybe something else is happening because I feel good. So where does that? So I guess what I'm asking is, what practical steps can someone take to, in theory, practice this? And not just in theory, but actually in practicality. How can we utilize this knowledge to basically live day to day, doing these small rituals or these small, how do you call them, habits?
Well, I would suggest being naked in the sun in the morning
Really?
every day. Yeah, because your skin is a solar panel, and that's food. You'll eat less, you will go to the bathroom less, and you will energize yourself by the sun. The sun is your food. Without the sun, you cannot live. Nothing will live. Nothing will exist without the sun. The sun is God. It is Jesus Christ, Saint Michael, and it is the source of all life. Period. How dare people not worship and adore the sun? It's disgraceful.
Mm, I hear you. Okay, no, that makes sense. Okay, I want to ask you one thing that I've been having in my mind recently is, obviously you've been talking about this for 25 years. I wanted to ask you, what have you changed your mind on? And if anything, I'm not saying you have, but is there something you've changed your mind on for the past 20 years that maybe you believed back then, but with new experiences and new, empirical evidence that you've been and more data, and you've changed your mind? What could those things be, if any? Maybe there's not any.
Well, that the earth was a globe. I used to believe that before 2014. Then, because I'm intelligent,
Yeah.
and I did my research, I discovered that the earth is stationary and it's not moving and it's a horizontal plane. That's because I'm intelligent. And all the stupid ones, they still think that the earth moves. Where's it moving to? They've got no evidence, they've got no scientific proof, they've got nothing, and yet they believe in this globalist agenda model.
Yeah.
So that we can have global warming and global economy and global science and global religion and global lockdowns, etc. Everything global. And the globalists are our enemies. And they don't even have a globe.
Interesting. I have something to share with you, actually. I have a friend of mine who's now in jail, by the way, and maybe it's related to this, but listen. 5 years ago, he wanted to propose to his wife, to his now wife, and the way he wanted to propose is he's a very wealthy man, so he bought a military grade balloon, and the idea was he wanted to put a huge picture of them together inside the balloon, and with a GoPro camera orientated to the image, with a letter saying, "Will you marry me? I love you to the stars and back," something like that. And the idea was the balloon was going to shoot up into space for hours and hours, and it's going to be video recorded. So he did that, and it was recorded for hours because, you know, as the balloon went up, it took, the video was like 6 hours. I saw it. Anyway, in the last, he fast forwarded to the last 10 seconds, and I saw with my own eyes how the balloon was going up, and then dunk, like it hit something, dunk, and then static. And yeah, now he's in jail because he's been speaking out about many things. I don't know if it's related, but he was sharing that with people, and then yeah, now he's in prison. So I don't know, you know, maybe it's not related, but I saw that with my own eyes. And another thing that I really liked, where I don't know if the Earth is flat or not, but I've seen what I've seen. But one of the videos you posted that is now being deleted, at least on YouTube, maybe not on Rumble, is the one where you're explaining how the Earth is supposedly spinning in one direction at 1,000 miles per hour, or Mach. And then while it's spinning on its own axis, it's spinning around the sun at 66,000 miles per hour. And then while the sun and the Earth is spinning around, it's also spinning around the Milky Way galaxy at, I think it was 850,000 miles per hour. And in turn, the Earth, the sun, and the Milky Way galaxy are also spinning around the universe at trillions of miles per year or something. I'm butchering it, but could you go into that explanation, which was freaking perfect?
Well, that video is still on my channel. Wasn't deleted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right. You summed it up pretty well. Yeah, there are four motions according to the Jesuit liar who invented this global hoax. Now, think about this. He invented this stupidity for idiots in 1542. Well, how did Christopher Columbus discover the Americas in 1492? 60 years earlier. On a flat Earth, on a stationary Earth. Because Christopher Columbus didn't know anything about a globe.
Yeah.
That turned up after the discovery of the Americas, because they knew that people were going to be going across the Atlantic and realizing that the Earth is flat and stationary. So they made this lie, which took 300 years to get traction. And only now, because humanity has been dumbed down so much, do they believe that the Earth moves. Because they're stupid fucks. Now, the four motions are the rotation of the Earth on its axis, 1,000 miles an hour.
1,000, yeah.
The orbit around the Earth, 66,600 miles an hour.
Funny number, that.
666. Then the sun is orbiting around the center of the Milky Way galaxy at 550,000 miles an hour. Huh. Interesting. And then the Milky Way galaxy is orbiting around the central sun of the universe at 650 million miles an hour. Do you know how many times the speed of sound that is? How many Mach?
I don't know, but
837,000 Mach. So we're flying. You mean to tell me that this stationary house is flying at 837,000 times the speed of sound?
yeah.
That just goes to show how
It is, yeah. You know what? I listened to that maybe a year and a half ago, and I've been sharing this with people, and you know, I share it as a, you know, I heard this online, and it kind of makes sense. I haven't had anyone dispute it. Maybe you can, and then I share it with them, and they're like, "Huh." You could see the light bulb, and they're like, "Huh." It's like going to a magician, you know, and you pull out the illusion. Now it has no magic anymore. That kind of happens when you share that. And another thing that's strange, and I don't know, maybe you know, I'm not a mathematician or anything, but you can hear when they say, "Oh, Jupiter is here now. Last month it was in another place," or Venus is here now. You can watch it tomorrow. So these stars and planets move, but all the other stars, what happens to them?
Darkness over there. The sun's light is perfectly spread and even. It's even light. That's because it's a field perturbator. Light does not travel. Light is not traveling at 186,000 miles an hour. That's what stupid people think, and that's what stupid people teach, because they are stupid. Light can never travel. It can never travel. It doesn't travel.
Okay. And what are the implications of that, according to you? What do you think? How can we? What are the implications? What does that mean for us as a species?
Well, it means we get to understand what light is. That light is just a perturbation of the field, the ether. It's stimulated. It's perturbated. Like when you throw a stone in the water.
Yeah.
The water now is perturbated, right? So
Right.
that's what it's doing. It's magnetic, and it pours out white light, and it perturbates the atmosphere, and that is what creates the even, diffused, beautiful light that we see.
Now, does that have to do with the black sun, or is that something? Is that another thing?
It does, of course it does. The white sun and the black sun, they're brothers and sisters. They've always known to be brothers and sisters.
The Nazis, they had a cult with the black sun. They worshipped the black sun. Well, what is the black sun, and what relation does it have with the white sun?
Well, the black sun is just the dielectric other side of our sun. The other side of the sun, which you don't see, is black. That's dielectricity. So it's the black and white yin and yang.
Okay.
We see the white side because that perturbates. The black side does not perturbate.
Okay.
It is inertia. It is dielectricity and inertia. The white side is force and motion. So you'll never see the black side, like they talk about the dark side of the moon.
Sure.
Yeah, well, there's no dark side of the moon, but there is a dark side of the sun.
Huh. Okay.
And then there's other black suns. Let me not finish there, of course, because there's Saturn is a black sun. Saturn is black. Saturn is the black sun. Okay, so there's another one. Then there's also the black sun at the North Pole, which is the sun that projects our sun into the atmosphere. Because when you look at the sun's not there. It's like when you see a rainbow up there, the rainbow is not there. It's just a projection. It's an effect. You can't go and grab the rainbow. You can't grab it and put it in your pocket and then go home and show you, oh, look, I picked up the rainbow. I found it. I grabbed it. I went to the and I grabbed it, and here it is. It's not there. No rainbow has ever been there. It's there in your eyes, and that's the same with the sun. Because we seem to believe we've got everything back to front, upside down, and inside out. The sun is not outside of you. It's inside of you. It's an effect in you. There's nothing out there outside of you. It doesn't, you see it outside of you, but it's not. It's in your brain. It's all in your brain. It's all in your mind, I should say, not brain.
Wow, I could speak on hours on those, but you touched on Saturn. Now Saturn, up to this point, I thought it was a planet, and even if you see some pictures of Saturn, they show is it a hexagram? It even has a little hexagram on top. Now, first of all, is that one of the 5 wandering stars? And if so, why is it related to Satan? And Jupiter is related to God. What is the relationship between those two? And what is Saturn? What's the aim of Saturn?
Well, Saturn is a malefic. You see, in the world, it's polarized. There's evil and there's good.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
in fact, there is no such thing.
Okay.
Saturn frequency of Saturn is malefic. Because why? Because it's cold and dry. Jupiter is hot and moist. And those are the four humors. So you've got two active humors, hot and cold. And then you've got two passive humors, dry and moist. Now, Saturn is dry and cold. How many vegetables can you grow in the winter when it's cold and dry?
Very few, if any.
Right. Well, that's what Saturn does. He makes coldness and dryness. Jupiter, he makes heat and moisture. How many vegetables can you grow when it's hot and moist?
Most of, if not all.
Well, that's Jupiter. That's simple. That's about as simple as I can say it. Otherwise, I'll be teaching to kindergarten kids.
Okay. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you. And I mean, this is a stupid question, but I'll ask it anyway. Why would people choose to worship Saturn and not, for example, Jupiter? Why even the Satan worshippers? Why even go there? Is it because they're not human? Is it because they have another set of laws that don't apply to? I don't know. For me, I can't find a reason to why someone would worship Satan or Saturn, whatever you want to call it. Do you have an explanation to that? Like an actual? Do they operate through different laws, or are there different people?
Well, what a stupid question. So, no, it's a good question. So, you have to remember this, Lucas. Everyone outside of you is a part of you, whether they are real and have a soul or whether they are soulless NPCs. They're all just actors. They're all playing their game, and they're there to show you what you are not and what you are. That's all it is. It's all theater. It's none of your business. It's none of your business whether they worship Satan or whether Satan exists or whether he doesn't. You exist. You are God. You are eternal. And you have all the power of the Magi and the Jedi that you can possibly conceive of. You can't even conceive of your abilities and what they are. But they will be shown to you when you are ready. And they are unlimited powers. But should you be given those unlimited powers before you merit them, this will be a grave error because you will abuse them.
I totally would. I think I'm not ready yet.
I know I would.
Yeah.
You know what I'd do? I'd start going killing all the baddies, and that's none of my business. But I would. Starting with
you're saying something very, very wise, and this is a different Santos than 15 years ago. But I guess that comes with wisdom and age and seeing a lot of things. That wisdom of maybe not caring, not being like the art of letting go. Because
just an observer, brother. Just observe and pay attention.
Yeah.
The only way to prevail over this world, I don't like using the word success. The only way to prevail, is to observe. Observe. Be the observer. Watch it. Because if someone gets killed or hurt or punched up or everything, that's it. It's really, well, it is affecting you. It's part of you because it's you. But observe it. Don't lose yourself in that. Just because that person got hurt doesn't mean you have to go and get hurt.
I understand.
Just to prove your courage and that you sympathize with them. No, you don't have to be hurt. So that's what I mean by observing.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Okay, changing topics because I'm like a kid in a candy store now, getting to ask these questions. Time, Chronos. My question to you is: what do you think is the history of mankind? Has Chronos hijacked time to confuse us? Have we been here millions of years, or thousands of years, or just 6,000 years, like the Bible says? Or what's the deal? What's the deal with our civilization?
No one knows, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one diddly squat, because there's only the eternal now. Okay? So whether it's 6 trillion years or 1 billion years, how is that any different to you? Can you conceive of 1 billion years like that? Oh yeah, I can conceive of 1 billion years. Yeah, it's that long. No, you can't.
Yeah.
And if they say it's 6 trillion years, what's the freaking difference? It's the eternal now. They try to push things that happened in the past and things that were eventful of the past. Well, it didn't happen in the past. It happened now.
I'm reminded of a quote now that you say this. I don't know who said it, but someone said it. It said, everything that's quantified, everything that they try to quantify is by the devil. Everything that they try to put numbers on and measurements on is to confuse. Okay, no, but I hear you. That makes sense. And I guess my follow-up question to that is, how have we always had the truth? Or is there any point in time in which we came very close to the truth? And if so, what is that? Is that the Gnostics? Is that Hermetics? Is that Catholicism? Hinduism? What do you think?
Sorry, say that question again. You broke up.
So how near to the truth have we come? Have we always had the truth? Or have we aspired to it? And if so, which idea has been closest to the truth? Is it Hermeticism? Is it Catholicism? Is it Islam? Is it Hinduism? Pythagorean? What do you think? What do you reckon?
It's syncretism.
The thing you teach, okay.
Yeah, and the perennial philosophy. The Prisca theologia. It's always been, and it always will be. It doesn't matter. Religions come and go, but syncretism is always here.
And to the uninitiated listening to this, what is syncretism in a nutshell?
The unifying of all fields of human knowledge and making everything one instead of dividing everything and naming everything and confusing everything. There's no confusion. Everything is one. Everything is a oneness.
I've heard you talk about the red shift, blue shift, the human body, the torus field. Can you extrapolate on that?
Well, everything is atoms. Everything is torus fields. All is atom. There's nothing but atoms. Your body is called an anatomy.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so all is atom. All you're seeing is atoms waving. Hello.
And what is the structure of an atom?
A torus field.
And what is a torus field?
It's a hyperbola with a torus field, red shift, blue shift. That's all it is. Two colors maintain the universe, red and blue. Without red and blue, there is no universe. They are the two colors. And so I should perhaps give the full name of the torus field. It's a reciprocating precessional hyperboloid torus field. That's the true name. Reciprocating precessional hyperboloid torus field. That's all that exists. That's all that will ever exist. And that's all there is that makes visible things and thoughts and emotions happen. Reciprocating precessional hyperboloid torus fields. That's it.
The monad, Greek is monos, is one, right? Mono, like one. But then in Latin, you have, in Greek even, Dio, it's two. And in Spanish, Dios, is there a correlation there?
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, because they're not talking about the monad, they're talking about the dyad.
And what is that?
The red shift, blue shift god, the demiurge, the demiurgos. He is the God creator of this world. It's not the source creator. The source creator is the monad, black and white light. The creator they're referring to is red and blue. That's it.
So let me get this story straight, because as far as I understand it, the demiurge is, so in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, aka the monad, and the monad kind of split. It reverberated throughout the eternity, and in one of those reverberations, it kind of a part of it split and started creating its own universe or its own reverberations. And in trying to seek who he is, or who that thing is, it started to create this realm, and it is in this realm in which we live. So we are parted from the monad. We are of the monad because we are part of the creation of it, but we are not in sync with the monad. We do maybe when we die, but in this reality, it is the demiurge, and that is the demiurge. Is that correct, or where is it wrong?
Yeah, pretty much. But you'll never be separated from the monad.
Okay.
You always will be the monad with difference, but you'll always be connected to the source, right? And you'll be playing in the dyad's world. That's it. Simple. You are God, the monad, playing in the dyad's world, the world of polarity.
Isn't that didn't Hinduism teach this, that there was the creator lived for eternity, and he wanted to do an experiment, so he chopped himself up into a million pieces and make him forget that he's God, and that's kind of the purpose of life, to reconnect himself through existence, not knowing that he is God. So all these experiences are going to connect him again. I know I'm butchering it, but there's something there, right?
You said it. I don't have to elaborate anymore. You summed it up.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, I've been reading so much, and it keeps getting back to my head. Now, quite interesting, the Pallavicinis. Funny enough, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I live in the south, and there was a Italian guy who was having a lot of business down here, and a lot of he was from Calabria, and we got drinking one day and talking one day, and then he was talking about the Orsinis and the Pallavicinis and how he works for them in his organization. Now, if you put Italian Calabria together, you might know the name of that organization. But the Pallavicinis, the Orsinis, the Medicis, they're still around today, aren't they?
Oh yeah, there's a guy called Reza Pahlavi who wants to take over Iran.
Yeah, he does. Pahlavi, Pallavicini.
Exactly. And his father was a mass murderer, just like he will be if he gets placed in Iran. The Iranians don't want him.
Santos, what's the deal with Iran? They are the smartest people on earth. Are they hijacked by Islam, or are they not? Are they? I feel, this is a civilization spanning millennia. What's the deal with Iran? What part do they play in this?
Well, they are Zoroastrian.
Okay.
They do not recognize Islam. Islam is from the Arabs. The Arabs are different people to the Iranians. They're not needed.
Which were installed by the CIA, by the way, Khomeini and all of that. It's all a mess. So my question is, the Iranians. So Mexico, Italy, Iran, they have the same flag. You went from Babylon to Greece to Italy. Italy became the Holy Roman Empire, then became the Romans, the U.S. Senate. They've been moving. I have some companies that say I can bankrupt one and I start another again. It's different companies, different names, but the owner is still the same. The same with families and names. They change jurisdictions, they change names, they change nationalities, but in the end, it's still the same persons behind it. So I guess my question is, what role do these families play? What role have they played throughout history? And today, because they are from Iranian descent, what is the player position of Iran right now?
Well, Iran will be reestablished as the first of the Iranian or the Aryan people to be seated on this earth. They're older than anyone else. They're as old as the Indians, both of them. India and Iran were created first.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why they're intelligent, super intelligent, and they'll never be defeated. There's not an army on this earth or in the heavens that will defeat Iran. Iran have been preparing for this for a million years, not a billion, a million. For 1 million years, they've been preparing for this day because they knew that all the stupid nations would come against them one day just for existing. So they will obliterate the rest of the nations if they even try to touch Iran. And if I had to fight on any side, I'll be fighting with Iran against anyone else.
Interesting. And I think that ties back to the tropical astrology. Now, I wanted to ask you about that. Is it because it's written? You said it's not part of this astrology, tropical astrology. It's not based on the stars. Can you extrapolate on that? I've never heard about tropical astrology. What are the basics?
Tropical. What does tropical mean? The Tropic of Cancer, the Tropic of Capricorn.
Okay.
It's based on that. When the sun reaches the Tropic of Cancer, that's the solstice. When it reaches the Tropic of Capricorn, that's the solstice. When it reaches Aries and Libra, those are the equinoxes. Those points are fixed. So it's the ecliptic. It's based on the ecliptic. What's the ecliptic? The path of the sun.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not where the sun is in relation to the constellations. It's where the sun is in relation to the ecliptic. The ecliptic is the most important word in the universe right now. There's no word that is more important than the ecliptic. If you're not a master of the ecliptic, you're a master of nothing. The ecliptic is the greatest science that you can ever understand and master. That's what tropical astrology is based on the ecliptic. The signs of the zodiac are on the ecliptic. You can't see the signs of the zodiac. So it's no use saying, oh, there's Aries and Taurus. Those are the signs of the zodiac. No, they're not the signs of the zodiac. That's not a sign. That's a constellation. There's a big difference between a constellation that you see up there than a sign of the zodiac. A sign is a sign. It's not a constellation. And they are on the ecliptic, and they are 30 degrees each. This is very important. I sound like I'm getting angry, but I'm just being emphatic.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Typical Arian with a Leo rising, lots of fire. But so you got to understand, tropical astrology is about the tropics, which is the 2 equinoxes and the 2 solstices. That's what the tropics is. It's tropical astrology. Sidereal means it's based on the constellations. Well, astrology has never been based on the constellations, ever. So siderealists are stupid. I don't know. What's wrong with them?
No, I hear what you're saying, because I remember I watched a video of yours maybe 2 months ago. Yeah, right before the war. And about 8 days before the war, you released a video, and you were doing a lecture on your astrology. And you said, "Oh, yeah, there's going to be a major war in like a week. Get ready." And then, like a week after that, the U.S. Strikes Iran. Coincidence? I don't know, but there might be some credence to that. Now, have you done some readings lately, and where are we headed now? What's the timeline and the rest of the year? Do you know that?
I haven't done a lot of mundane astrology lately, but I did at the start of the year, and I predicted everything that would happen in Aries in March, April, and it came true. And 2 months before October 7, 3 years ago, I predicted that would happen, and it came true. So if I did do some mundane astrology when I get some time, because I'm so freaking busy, yeah, I'll make some predictions, and I'll put them on my YouTube channel, so you'll know.
It's gonna be a Professor Young 2.0 with astrology this time. If you do a lecture, just like Professor Young, I see people tuning in. That would be awesome. I wanted to ask you as well, real quick. We have the U.S., we have Israel, we have Iran, we have Russia. Everyone wants to know what's the deal with Israel. But I want to ask you, what's the deal with Russia at the moment? They're allies with Iran. Does that have to do with the Tartarian Empire, or am I completely off? Are there some brotherly ties or philosophical ties?
There's ideological ties, brother. They're Aryan. They're all Aryan, and they know they're Aryan. But you see, this Semitic thing and Zionism, who pretend to be Jews, which give Jews a bad name because Jews are good people. All the Jews I know, they're freaking the best people ever. They're reptiles. They're not Jews. Like Larry Fink, he calls himself a Jew. Well, no, he's a reptile. He's not a Jew. See, the Jews get a bad rap because it's easy to make them scapegoats, because they always have been. Always. And yes, there are a lot of Jews that are doing harm to humanity, like your Larry Finks and your Edelstons and Epsteins. But they're not Jews, they're reptiles. Jews are humans like you and I.
Sure.
And, you can like them or hate them. Some people hate Serbians. Some people hate Filipinos. Some people hate Japanese. Black people, white people. It's their preference. It's their right to not, if they don't like a certain race or whatever. But Zionism and Judaism are two different things.
Yeah.
Altogether.
Absolutely. It's kind of that they've been hijacked.
Everything's hijacked.
Hijacked. It's been, yeah. It's, And I wanted to ask you as well. I wanted to ask you about. I want to go back to the monad, and so essentially, what you're describing is the are they called the Gnostics? Yeah, they are, right? The Gnostics.
Yep.
Is that the world we live in? Is that the universe, the reality we live in? The Gnostic world?
Yeah, the aborted world. This is not the real life. This is just an experiment. It's a simulation or whatever you want to call it, a video game, blah, blah, blah. So many people have a different holographic universe.
Sure.
There's so many ways of trying to define it. It's just not the real world. The real world is inside of you. It's not outside of you. Outside of you is a circus. It's just a circus. So the monad is you when you're in unity, when you're relaxed, when you're not worried. There's nothing to fear. Why are people afraid? There is nothing at all whatsoever to be afraid of. At all. Because there's nothing more powerful than you. And nothing can kill you. And nothing can destroy you. And nothing can harm you. And that's it. But people still choose to live in fear. Well, that's how powerful that emotion is. There's nothing wrong with fear, by the way. Fear can motivate you to do great things. But if you live in fear, you'll get sick.
It's like Frank Herbert says, fear is the mind killer.
Yeah, brother. All right, so I can do one more question, brother. Round it off to an hour. I don't like doing anything more than an hour. I get exhausted.
No, I hear you. I hear you. No, listen, we are. I'm super happy, brother. I'm super happy.
Okay.
And I say this with all the love. And, I see that you have gone through a lot. And I see that you have gone through a lot of stages. And you've transcended, man. You're even more of a master now than even 2 years ago.
I hope so.
We've never met, but big love, Santos, for real. You have a friend here in Spain. If you ever come and visit, let me know. And mi casa, su casa.
Sure, brother.
I appreciate your time. I'll give me a couple of days. I'll edit this. I'll send it your way. And yeah, we'll keep in touch, yeah?
For sure. Episode 2 coming, all you listeners.
Perfecto. Big love,
Ciao.
Santos. Ciao, ciao.
Big love, brother.
If you liked this episode, it would mean a lot if you liked, shared, and subscribed, and left a comment with any ideas how to improve the podcast. All of this would really help the podcast grow. Thank you for your support.